The skies over Dobropillia are once again filled with the hum of engines and gunpowder smoke, revealing the utter failure of the Russian offensive. What was planned as a swift mechanized push turned into a bloody disaster, as footage now widely circulated clearly shows how the Russian mechanized attack ended in utter destruction at the hands of Ukrainian soldiers. Troops from the 1st Azov Corps and the 27th Ukrainian National Guard acted as the last unassailable bastion, breaking up the enemy's attacks, and systematically, the Russian attack was aggressive and coordinated, destroying them before they could penetrate the defense line. The footage shows Russian forces advancing with 4 ATVs carrying 7 infantrymen, followed by MTLB armored vehicles, a battle tank, and an armored recovery vehicle moving behind as support. The old tactics are back: speed, pressure, and numbers. But the terrain in Dobropillia has turned into a deadly trap. As soon as the enemy convoy entered the zone, Ukrainian drones immediately locked onto their targets, and the Russian ATVs speeding along the open road were suddenly stopped by precision strikes. Explosion after explosion hit the light vehicles, killing 7 Russian infantry soldiers instantly. Their attempt to dismount and scatter never materialized. At the same time, attention shifted to a heavier target. An MTLB was captured on camera attempting to advance under cover of smoke. The next second, the impact directly destroyed it, leaving it a smoldering wreck in the middle of the field. Not far away, the Russian tank, the backbone of the attack, was also targeted. The targeted strikes brutally halted it, forcing the armored vehicle to a permanent halt on Ukrainian soil. Further footage showed the devastation. An armored recovery vehicle, supposed to evacuate damaged units, was also disabled before it could carry out its mission. In Dobropillia, there was no escape for the invaders. Every vehicle that entered the area was a target, and the combination of rapid reconnaissance and precision strikes demonstrated the combat maturity of the Ukrainian forces. The 1st Azov Corps and the 27th National Guard not only halted the attack, but wiped it out. The Russian offensive path was reduced to a tangle of wrecked vehicles and a trail of fire stretching across the open terrain. Dobropillia that day served as a stark warning to the front. Any attempt to breach the Ukrainian defenses would be costly. Steel can be broken, speed can be broken, and an attack, no matter how powerful, will crumble when faced with a well-prepared, well-trained, and merciless defense. All told, 1 tank, 9 MTLB and BREM recovery vehicles, 4 all-terrain vehicles, and a bridge layer were hit by the 1st Azov Corps of the National Guard of Ukraine. Movement was halted along several routes at once, according to a telegram post from the 1st Corps, which claims to have destroyed yet another Russian armored group. The remnants of the invaders' personnel are being destroyed right now, the 1st Corps said in the post on Saturday. While the video shows armored vehicles being hit on snow-covered ground, Kiev Post has not been able to independently verify the exact time or location of the footage. The 1st Corps said, "The enemy armored vehicles hit today are only a part of their losses in the Dobropilya sector. Soon, we will announce the exact number of losses of the Russian armed forces in Dobropilya and the results of the year from the 1st Corps of the National Guard, Azov." Much of the work in repelling the attack has been attributed to the Lasars Group, a separate special forces unit of Ukraine's Unmanned Systems Forces, USF. Russian forces frequently attempt to break through Ukrainian lines with armored columns, even though drone warfare has, for all intent and purposes, rendered that tactic ineffective. In August of this year, Ukrainian forces destroyed a Russian military column using FPV drones, according to a video published by the Omega Special Purpose Center of Ukraine's National Guard. On the same day, a Ukrainian border guard unit has wiped out a Russian tank, artillery gun, and several vehicles in a daring drone operation. Dramatic point-of-view (POV) video footage posted on Christmas morning by the Hart Border Guard Brigade's Fury Unmanned Aerial Vehicle (UAV) strike unit shows the drones targeting in and blitzing the enemy positions in the Slobozhanщina region of northeastern Ukraine, where Russian forces were attempting to build up offensive positions. The southern Slobozhanщina region on the border with Russia has seen intense Russian attempts to build up jump-off points for winter offensives. By targeting logistics and artillery, Ukraine's military seek to disrupt those preparations before Russian forces can cross the border en masse. The Fury unit is specifically tasked with reconnaissance and strike missions using unmanned aerial vehicles to degrade Russian logistics and fire support near the border. However, this is not the first successful operation of the Hart Brigade, which has run a series of drone operations around the Kharkiv region. On November and December, Ukrainian forces scoring significant hits, including a Russian Maram-M long-range surveillance system. However, Ukrainian forces also have destroyed 2 Russian multiple-launch rocket systems, MLRS, in the Donetsk region, dealing a blow to Moscow's long-range firepower in eastern Ukraine, the military said. The Russian Grad systems were hit from above by heavy Vampire drones, often nicknamed Baba Yaga, during an operation on Tuesday, according to the Telegram channel of the Birds of Magyar unit. Footage of the strike was later released by Ukraine's Ministry of Defense of Ukraine on X. The attack was carried out by units of the 414th Brigade of Unmanned Systems, Birds of Magyar, alongside the Svoboda Battalion. The video shows both MLRS launchers taking direct hits on their firing platforms. Grad systems can strike targets up to 20 kilometers away and have been among Russia's most frequently used weapons since the start of the full-scale invasion. The Birds of Magyar unit, known for precision drone warfare, was formed in the early months of the war by Ukrainian businessman and volunteer fighter Robert Brovdy, who goes by the call sign Magyar. The successful strikes came as Russia continued attacks on civilian targets across Ukraine. Meanwhile, these claims serve only to pressure Ukraine before negotiations and to present Russia as advancing when, in reality, its forces have accomplished nothing effectively. The Russian leadership hopes someone in Washington will take these proclamations seriously, but the record of repeated failures speaks for itself. The Kharkiv offensive, already defeated twice, has once again become a self-inflicted disaster. Instead of gaining leverage, Russia has thrown hundreds more soldiers into the meat grinder for the sake of capturing a symbolic image, with nothing to show except dead flag bearers.